Well, the Season 16 of the Castrol GTX Cup Series may be over and done with here as far as points contending-wise, and the champion has been crowned, but there's still the season-ending exhibition left to go. Today, we are here at Suzuka, Japan, and for the running of the Suzuka Thunder 100, this is the third season we have done this here. Now, for those of you who do not know about this event, here's the rules, how this all goes. The Suzuka Thunder 100 is a 3-heat exhibition non-points race. And why 3 heats, you ask? Well, the first 2 heats are all qualifying heats. So since this track actually holds 26 cars, so to get a fair share to where everybody gets to race on this racetrack, that means there's 2 qualifying heats here. And the first heat is actually for the top 21 drivers in the points chase. The top 21 finishers in the season 16 points chase. In this case, it is season 16 actually. So, thus, it's for the top 21 finishers of the season 16 points chase, and the top 10 finishers from each of the heats get to race in the Suzuka Thunder 100. See, heat number 2, by the way, is the bottom 20 finishers in the points chase from the past season completed. So, that's why I should say it's from the past season completed. In this case, means his season 16 points. That's what I was trying to say here. So anyway, the top 10 finishers from the Heat 1 and top 10 from Heat 2 get to advance into the main event, which is for the Suzuka Thunder 100 main event. 10 laps are for it's 10 laps for the qualifying heats and 20 laps for the main event. So we have had great races in the first 2 seasons we have done this. So this is the 3rd season we are going to do the Suzuka Thunder 100, and so on down the line. So this is the season in the exhibition, and if your season didn't go the way you want, then, well, you got a chance for redemption, as it were. So we'll see how it all goes. So with all that said, let's get the starting line for heat number 1 of the Suzuka Thunder 100. On the pole for this race at 103 miles per hour, it is Johnny Gardner in the Texaco Haviland Ford, car number 28. He will be alongside the number 9 Coors Melling Ford of Jessica Shelton. She would like redemption after losing the championship at the last race of the season at Atlanta. Row number 2 is Chris Dallerton, the number 55 Crown Petroleum Skull Classic Oldsmobile. He'll be flanked by Charles Sanford in the DuPont Chevrolet, car number 24. Row 3 has Levi McIntyre, the number 99 Exide Batteries SKF Ford. He will be alongside the number 43 STP Pontiac of season 14 Suzuka, the first Suzuka Thunder 100 winner, Joshua Collard. He'll be alongside. Row number 4 has Cav Shear, the 57 Heinz Tomato Ketchup Pontiac. He'll be alongside Dylan Young, the number 2 Miller Genuine Draft Ford, finishing 2nd in the points this past season. Row number 5 has his second Suzuka Thunder 100 winner, Kyle Matthews, the defending champion of this event. He'll be alongside Michael Norman, number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, Matthews, number 42 Mellow Yellow Pontiac. Row number 6 has Seth Cole, the 52 Alka-Seltzer Pontiac. He'll be alongside Jesse Turner, number 94 Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile. Next row down has Dalton Day, the Crown Petroleum Oldsmobile, car number 20. He'll be alongside the season 16 Castrol GTX Cup Series champion, now 2-time champion, Joshua Osborne, in the Western Auto Chevrolet, car 17. Then it's Chelsea Bowles in the Quaker State Buick, car number 26, the season 16 Rookie of the Year. She'll be alongside Ryan George in the number 30 Pennzoil Pontiac. Then it's Benjamin Miles in the number 27 Kodiak Pontiac in the next row down. He'll be alongside Cole Deaver and number 7 Xerox Antifreeze Ford. Next to the last row has Andrew Perry in the Levi Garrett Chevrolet, car number 5. He'll be alongside Joshua Sakuli in the number 12 Ray Bestis Buick. And shotgun on the field, it's Keith Batson in number 88 Ford Quality Care Service Ford Credit Ford Thunderbird. That's your starting grid for the Suzuka, for the heat number 1 of the Suzuka Thunder 100. This is the first qualifying heat, and let's get this race underway for 10 laps of action.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
And the command's been given the far engines. Actually, it should be ladies and gentlemen start your engines, because we have 2 ladies in the field in this first heat that finished in the top 21 in the season 16 points. we should say it's the top 21 finishers and bottom 20 finishers from the season completed points. I should say that's what I was had trouble trying to say. So the field's going to get set for green flag racing. The field being led in the hands of a pair of Fords, Johnny Gardner and Jessica Shelton, will be on the pole for front row for this first heat. Green flag waves, and we are underway in the Suzuka Thunder 100 for heat number 1. This track can be trouble, as this track does have some trouble spots, as it were. Johnny Gardner gets off the course, and Jessica Shelton will pull ahead. And boy, does she ever pull ahead. She's got power in that number 9 Coors Melling Ford. That's why she's one of the road racing experts in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, as in probably every other in our 2003 league, I should say, as well. Charles Sandberg jumps up into 3rd position. 4th is Joshua Collard. And the 5th spot is Chris Dallerton battling with Dylan Young for position. And, oh, Joshua Sakuli has crashed in number 12 car. Benjamin Miles as well. Well, that didn't take long. Shelton leads the first lap of the race here, and that didn't take long at all. I said there was some trouble spots on the Suzuka course, and I was not lying at all. And Andrew Perry looks like he and Keith Batson crashed as well. But let's first look at what happened between Benjamin Miles and Joshua Sakuli to bring out the first caution in the first heat. Yep, and that 12 just pushed right into the 27, and oh my gosh, right into the wall hard with the 12 car. Oh my goodness, that is a very hard hit for the Rebus's Buick. Just got into a shoving match with Benjamin Miles, and to do that on the very first lap of the race. Of course, it is a 10-lap race heat though, so every position counts. If you want to get into that top 10 to transfer, there's where Miles and Sakuli crashed, and here comes where Perry and Batson got into it. Perry went right to the inside lane, slides up into the 88, just catches the rear bumper of Batson's car, sends him spinning, and oh my gosh, just missed that wall. Batson actually got very lucky on that one, so Batson still could make a go at it in that 88 car, and I think Perry just had a little wrinkle in the back bumper, so those two, I think, still could possibly make a go at it in this race, though, even though they will have to come from 17th and 18th now. Jesse Turner coming in for an unscheduled pit stop to see if he can, for an unscheduled pit stop, and maybe trying to get some tires and fuel to possibly top off and try to. Sometimes fresh tires can make a difference. So maybe Turner could. So maybe Jesse Turner knows what he's doing here to try to get himself into the top 10 one of the top 10 transfer spots in this race right now. Your transfers right now would be Jessica Shelton, Johnny Gardner, Charles Sanford, Joshua Collard in 4th. 5th is Dylan Young. 6th position is Chris Dallerton. Levi McIntyre 7th. Michael Norman 8th. 9th is Kev Sheeran. 10th is Kyle Matthews. As the green flag waves on lap number 4, and here comes Gardner to the inside. He's got the inside lane on Shelton now. Shelton gets off the course just a little bit now. Gardner and Collard go here now, and now Johnny goes toe-to-toe with Shelton as they go down into the turn here. Oh, Shelton gets off the course just a little bit there and just blocks the 43 of Joshua Collard. And so Johnny Gardner jumps out in front in car number 28. Shelton in the 2nd position. Here comes Collard to the inside. Shelton throws the block now. Collard keeps the 3rd position now. In the 4th goes Charles Samper. 5th now is Dylan Young. And into turn number 1, as we see in Collard's telemetry, 171 miles per hour. Chris Dallerton running in 6th position. There's Kev Shearer in 7th. Levi McIntyre in 8th. Oh, and off the course went Kyle Matthews, but he gathered it back up there. Matthews running in 11th position. Right there behind the 3 car of Michael Norman. Front bumper cam from Chris Dallerton's machine. He has one of our in-car cameras for today's event. And now we got a battle for the lead run up there. Here it's Gardner versus Shelton going at it again there as we see it from Chris Dallerton's in-car camera view. Dallerton running in 6th position. His last lap over 100 miles per hour around this racetrack. In the meantime, Joshua Collard and Charles Sanford going at it for the 3rd position now, and Shelton takes the lead from Gardner, but Johnny Gardner not giving up that 28 car. Look at him unleash the horsepower on that Haviland Ford. Oh gosh, who led this lap? It's Shelton who led the lap. But Gardner ain't giving up easy if I know him, and neither is Jess. But she's got the inside lane to her advantage there. But this track here very twisty and turny. It's sometimes hard to tell which one's the inside lane from one turn to the next. And Gardner gets off the... Here just jumps back out in front. Shelton decides to try to go, says that didn't work on the outside. Now I'm going to go inside now. And here we go again. Side by side with 3 laps to go in this first heat. Johnny gets off the course a little bit again here. But I tell you what, if this keeps up, who's going to win this race? Who's going to win this first heat? It's going to be the question. Will it be Johnny or Jessica? That's going to be the question. They go off in the turn there. Jess pulls ahead just a little bit, but Johnny ain't giving up as we said before in that 28 car. And Shelton pulls back ahead of Gardner. Now Gardner goes inside again on Shelton. No! My goodness. Johnny got the side draft on Jess, and now he takes the lead, but just a smidgen on that lap. Boy, neither driver wanting to give up that lead here, and boy, I tell you what, now they're going outside again here. Oh my goodness. And Johnny finally pulls ahead of Jess as now they come down through the set of turns here. And meantime, Charles Sanford and Joshua Collard were going at it for the 3rd position. Their battle was almost as tense as Gardner and Shelton was. Dylan Young running in 5th. 6th is still Chris Dallerton. Battle for 7th going on between, as you saw there, a little bit between Levi McIntyre and Kev Shearer. As the white flag waves over the first heat of the Suzuka Thunder 100 qualifying heat. Johnny Gardner lays him down. Jessica Shelton right there in 2nd position, drafting off the Gardner car. Here, let's see what happens as they go. Let's see what happens on the final lap of this heat. Shelton pulled him up, trying to pull up in that back bumper of Johnny Gardner. Let's see what happens. She goes inside. She goes outside again. As they go down in the, trying to find that inside lane. Gardner pulls ahead just a little bit now. Car number 28, the Texaco Haviland Ford. In heat number 1, they fought side by side for quite a while. Gardner gets off the course just a little bit, but it's not going to matter. The first heat of the Suzuka Thunder 100 qualifying goes to car 28. Johnny Gardner wins the first heat of the Suzuka Thunder 100. And your transfers: Johnny Gardner, Jessica Shelton, Joshua Collins at 3rd, Charles Sanford was 4th, 5th was Dylan Young, 6th place Kev Shearer, 7th was Levi McIntyre, 8th Chris Dallerton, Seth Cole comes home in 9th, and the final transfer is Michael Norman. He will finish in 10th position. And unfortunately for Kyle Matthews, he came oh so close to finishing, to getting that top 10, but unfortunately for him, he will not defend his Suzuka Thunder 100 victory from the last season. He comes home in 11th position, and will, unfortunately for him, have to watch this race from the sidelines. Keith Batson, a good comeback for him, finishing 12th after a spin. Chelsea Bowles 13th, 14th was Ryan George. 15th place will go to Andrew Perry. 16th, Joshua Osborne, the season 16 champion, misses out. Cole Deaver was 17th, Jesse Turner 18th. That pit stop was not quite what the doctor ordered for him. But Johnny Gardner wins the first heat of the Suzuka Thunder 100. And there's your finishers in this heat there. Benjamin Miles and Joshua Sakuli were the only two out of the race. So heat number 2 will be coming up right after this. Back at Suzuka Raceway in Suzuka, Japan, as we are here for heat number 2, qualifying heat number 2 of the Suzuka Thunder 100. Half the main event field is down, and we got another half to settle. Who's going to be the second 10 that's going to advance into the main event of the Suzuka Thunder 100. The first 10 have advanced. Again, our first 10 are Johnny Gardner, Jessica Shelton, Joshua Collard, Charles Sanford, Dylan Young, Cab Shearer, Levi McIntyre, Chris Dollerton, Seth Cole, and Michael Norman. So, with all that said, let's give you the starting lineup for heat number 2, and see who the second 10 will be that will advance. And the candidates for this by the way, this heat number 2 is for the bottom 20 in the season 16 points chase that just completed. So here's the starting line for today's race. On the pole, it is Paul Minnick, car number 4, the Kodak Film Oldsmobile. That's his road course car. Alongside him for Sega Motorsports will be Trent Dunham, the number 1 Skull Classic Oldsmobile. Row 2 is Jonathan Zorlin, the number 71 Lifebuoy Chevrolet. Beside him is Mario Stoudemire Jr., car 68, the Country Time Oldsmobile. Then comes Dawson Wise, car number 18, the Interstate Battery Chevrolet. He'll be alongside the Snickers Buick, car number 8 of Chris Dodd. Then it's JT Bryant, car number 10, the Tide Ford. And beside him will be the number 25 Kodiak Chevrolet. It is Daniel Olson he's alongside. Quentin Moore, car number 21, the Sitco Ford, has the inside of the next row down. Beside him, one number up in the Maxwell House Ford, car 22, it is Sky Commons. Then it's John Gilbert, the number 33 Skull Bandit Oldsmobile, driving the Harry Gant colors. He'll be alongside Nick Johnson, car 66, the Phillips 66 Trop Arctic Pontiac. Then it's Zach Winkle in the Budweiser Ford, car number 11. He has the inside of the next row down. Beside him will be Dylan Poteet, the number 31 Mom and Pop Chevrolet. Then it's Zachary Fitzwater inside of the next row down, the number 29 Hardee's Oldsmobile. He'll be flanked by John Arnton of Valvoline Ford, car number 6. Then it's Jeremy Jones, the number 14 Copenhagen Oldsmobile. Beside him in the 9th row will be DeMatt Dalio, the number 15 Motorcraft Ford. And starting shotgun in the last row is Cole Baker, car number 75, the Valvoline Pontiac. And shotgun is Zed Weinstein, number 70 Rumpel Furniture Pontiac. So heat number 2 is getting set to go here in the Suzuka Thunder 100. So let's get the command to fire him up.
Drivers, start those engines!
Command's been getting the party engines as we get set for the second heat of the Suzuka Thunder 100 from Suzuka, Japan. And let's get the starting line for today's running. We gave you the starting line. I don't know where my mind's at here today. But anyway, Paul Minnick and Trent Dunham will lead him down for the start of this race. Paul Minnick in the 1990 Oldsmobile, and so is Dunham. He also in the 90 Oldsmobile body car. As we get set for green flag here for the final 10 qualifying laps as we are set to go racing here in heat number 2. And boy, Paul Minnick got a huge jump on Trent Dunham on the start. Dunham goes to second position. Minnick goes to the number 1 spot. And oh, we got trouble already. We had trouble on the first lap of the first heat. And it's Matt Dallio and Zed Weinstein, John Arndt, Zachary Fitzwater, and John Arndt getting off the course just once again in a six car. Well, you remember the first heat, we had trouble on the first lap over there as well, and we ran the last part of the race cleanly. So maybe this could bode well in the first heat or in the second heat or whatever. But take a look again as to what happened here. They were going through turns 1 and 2. And it appeared to me, I think Dallio goes off, no, Arndt gets off the dirt, gets into the 29 of Fitzwater, in just about the same spot we saw Joshua Sakuli hit earlier. Hard in the wall goes to 29 and the 6 both. Back ending both their cars up, and here's where Weinstein and Dallio got into their situation. There's where Arndt spun, and Dallio gets loose, gets into Weinstein's car. And Matt Dallio, you saw him go off the frame, but let's focus in on Dallio's car, see where his hit happened. I think he hit square just about in the front end on his machine. Okay, let's see. There's Arndt gets off the dirt, he just missed Dallio on that part right at the track. Dallio just about took the 14 of Jeremy Jones with him, and he drives right into Zed Weinstein's car. Zed's not going to be happy about that, obviously. And watch Dallio. Ooh, a 50-mile-an-hour hit into the fence, and Weinstein car's vibrating, trying to get it to start. I don't know what that back end shake was all about, but anyway. And JT Bryant's got trouble with his number 10 tied Ford, as we are green flag once again here on lap number 4. Sorry we missed the restart. Sorry we missed the restart. I don't think we even had a caution flag, to be honest. Though I think we're still green. So we missed the racing action happening here. So as we're back to the race here, that was an epic fail on my part. Sorry guys. Paul Minnick has the lead at this point here, so he looks on his way to good shape to being in the Suzuka Thunder 100 heat as a rookie. He's the leader. Second place is Trent Dunham, one of the veterans in the field, though. Trent not known as a road racer himself, but showing up his skills very, very well in that number 1 Skull Classic Oldsmobile. Running in third right now, or taking third position away right now, is Amari Stoudemire Jr., the winner, the guy who surprised them all at Talladega in the Amp Energy 500 this past season. He's battling with the 71 of Jonathan Zorlin. Side by side, and now we got a yellow flag now for the first time today. And it's the 31 of Dylan Poteet. Oh my goodness, a bad damage up car that happened on the Poteet machine. One of those guys who won for bad luck, he wouldn't have any, and Zach Winkle looks like in the 11 car got off the course a little bit. They were battling for the 12th position as they go up into the turn. Poteet gets good position on Winkle. Winkle gets off the course a little bit, and he goes off the track. Drives right into Poteet's car. Winkle spins in the 11, and then watch Poteet. Oof. Hard in the wall. Goes to 31 car. On board Dylan Poteet's car. Drives Poteet right into the kitty litter as well. So here we're under our first caution of the day on lap number 6 of this event. I thought we were under caution actually on the first incident, to be honest, but anyway, right now it is Paul Minnick leading the race. Second is Trent Dunham. Third is Amari Stoudemire Jr. Fourth is Jonathan Zorlin. Dawson Wise in 5th spot. Then Daniel Olson, Chris Dodd, John Gilbert, Quentin Moore, and Nick Johnson. The top 10 in this field as the green flag waves once again with 3 laps to go in heat number 1. Or heat number 2, excuse me. Paul Minnick out in front, the number 4, Kodak Film Chevrolet, or Kodak Film Oldsmobile, excuse me. It was a Chevrolet. It's been a Chevrolet on the Super Speedways this season. And Trent Dunham swung a bit too wide, and boy, speaking of going wide, Amari Stoudemire Jr. does the same thing in a 68 car. And oh, we got trouble, looks like in a turn, and oh my gosh. Zorlin gets way wide on the track. He and Dawson Wise get together in the 18 car. And look at this here, 3 wide, oh my goodness. Zorlin gets off the track. I thought we were gonna have a synchronized spin there through the turns, to be honest there. My goodness sakes. So the yellow flag comes with 2 laps to go. Looks like the heat number 2 will end under caution, and it's Sky Commons in car 22 that's spun. And oh my gosh, that Maxwell House Ford really badly wrinkled up. Sky Commons, let's see what happens in the turn. He's battling with Weinstein in the 70 and Cole Baker in 75. And that was not a good view right there. This looks like a better view. Weinstein just turns Commons hard in the wall. And Weinstein gets spun as well in the 70 car. Thankfully for him, he didn't get hit all that hard, but Sky Commons paid the price, unfortunately on his hit. That was a hard hit by the 22 car. Wow. So the final lap will be run under caution here in heat number 2 at the Suzuka Thunder 100. It is Paul, and it will be Paul Minnick who will be the winner in the second heat of this race. Here, he dominated the second heat from start to finish. So Paul Minnick transfers into the event. So too will Trent Dunham. Car number 1 advances. Amari Stoudemire Jr. Car 68 advances into the heat number 2, or into the main event. Chris Dodd, car number 8, will advance. So will Dawson Wise, Daniel Olson, Jonathan Zorlin, Quentin Moore, John Gilbert. And the final transfer will be Jeremy Jones in car 14. Will be the last transfer. He will finish in the 10th position. So Paul Minnick, the number 4 Kodak Film Oldsmobile. A couple of surprise winners in this heat, to be honest with you. Usually you wouldn't think Johnny Gardner is a surprise winner, but he kind of is in some ways. But Paul Minnick, a huge surprise. He holds off one of the best in Trent Dunham. And there it is. Paul Minnick wins heat number 2 of the Suzuka Thunder 100, the second heat of the qualifying. And that sets up the entire main event, the 20-car field for 20 laps. That racing coming up next after this. Back at Suzuka Thunder back at the Suzuka Thunder 100 here at Suzuka, Japan, and we are here for the main event. 20 cars are set, and we are set to go for racing here today on this 1.39 mile racetrack. It's the Suzuka Thunder 100 main event after 2 qualifying heats to set the field for this event for 20 cars. It's finally happening here today. 20 laps of distance here on this racetrack here. This is the 3rd annual running of this event in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. We do this every this exhibition after the season finale at Atlanta Motor Speedway, which actually in season 17 it'll be moved to back to Homestead Miami Speedway. And this is the last time for a while. At least you'll see the Cup 90 cars for a while. We'll be going to Cup 2000 next season. So with all that said, qualifying has been done for the 20 qualifiers into the Suzuka Thunder 100. So here comes the lineup for today's running of this event to see who will take home the 3rd Suzuka Thunder 100. On the pole it is the number 9 Coors Milling Ford is Jessica Shelton. She's on the pole for today's Suzuka Thunder 100. She'll be alongside Trent Dunham, the number 1 Skull Classic Oldsmobile. He was second in here. Both he and Shelton were second in their qualifying heat races. Row 2 has the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. It's Michael Norman. And the inside, he'll be alongside Paul Minnick, the number 4 Kodak Film Oldsmobile. He won the second heat. He won the second qualifying heat. Row 3, it's Chris Thornton, the 55 Skull Crown Oldsmobile. He'll be alongside Cab Shearer in the Ketchup Mobile, the number 57 Heinz Pontiac. Row 4, it's a couple of buddies. Seth Cole, number 52 Alka-Seltzer Pontiac. He'll be alongside Dylan Young, the Miller Genuine Draft Ford, car number 2. Row number 5, has Joshua Kohler in the STP Pontiac, car number 43. He was the winner of the first Suzuka Thunder 100 we had in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. He'll be alongside Charles Sanford, the number 24 DuPont Chevrolet. Row 6, it's Levi McIntyre, the 99 Exide Bears SKF Ford. He'll be alongside Quentin Moore, the 21 Citgo Ford. Then it's the winner of the first heat, Johnny Gardner, car 28, the Texaco Haviland Ford. He'll be alongside John Gilbert, the 33 Skull Bandit Oldsmobile. Then it's Jeremy Jones, car number 14, the Copenhagen Oldsmobile, and beside him will be Daniel Olson. They make up the 8th row. Row 9 has Chris Dodd, the Snickers Buick, car number 8. He's the lone representative for Buick in this field. He'll be alongside Jonathan Zorlin, number 71 Lifebuoy Chevrolet. And shotgun in the field, row number 10 has Amari Steinheimer Jr., car 68, the Country Time Oldsmobile. And shotgun in the field, Dawson Wise, the number 18 Interstate Batteries Chevrolet. So it all comes down to this: 20 cars, 20 laps. Who takes home the trophy? And here comes the command to fire 'em up.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Well, the command's been given to fire the engines here on the Suzuka Thunder 100. And we are set to go. And sorry if the fraps is a bit choppy here. I don't know what suddenly happened. Feel around corner number 4 as the green feel around the final turn. The green flag waves 20 laps. Makes up the distance here in the Suzuka Thunder 100. The green flag waves. The main event is on. And whoa, we got close battling happening right here through the turns here. Trent Dunham and Jessica Shelton battling it out. Dunham jumps out in front just a little bit. Shelton gets pushed on the course, and Dunham gets off the course. He spins, and Shelton goes into the wall a little bit. And actually, somehow, I think Dunham still keeps the lead. Dunham still kept the lead, amazingly enough. What save by both Dunham and Shelton? I don't know what in the world happened. Well, that escalated quickly. I tell you what, that first lap was just something else here in the Suzuka Thunder 100. I don't know if we've ever had a first lap like this before. But nonetheless, Trent Dunham does keep the lead. In the second position goes Paul Minnick. And in the third spot now goes Michael Norman, car number 3. Fourth is now Dylan Young, battling with Cav Shear for position. Then a battle for position between Chris Dalton and Jessica Shelton. Shelton's car scraped up just a little bit on the side in that 9 machine. But she is driving like a man-possessed, or in this case, a woman-possessed. She didn't like what happened on the first lap, and she has got that pedal down to the floor. Inside of Cav Shear for position. That's for 6th. Dylan Young gets off the dirt just a little bit. Shelton gets past Shear. I don't know what's going to happen next time she gets up to Trent Dunham, though. Trent's got to be a little bit worried about that. Right now, worried about the 4 of Paul Minnick, who's right there in second position. Here, Shear runs in 7th position. 8th is Charles Sanford. 9th is Seth Cole. In 10th position is Joshua Collard. In car 43, the first Suzuka Thunder 100 champ. 11th is Levi McIntyre. 12th position. 11th is Levi McIntyre. Battle for 12th between Johnny Gardner and Quentin Morris. The yellow flag flies for the first time today. And oh, it's Dylan Young, the number 2 car that's crashed. So the first caution flying on the second lap of this race here, as we're on lap number 3. And it's Dylan Young and Chris Dalton that crashed. Battling with the 9, Jessica Shelton was watching all this, battling in that 9 car. Oof. And Dylan Young hard in the wall he goes there, along with Dalton. Bad hit for the 55 and the 2 both. On board Chris Dalton. I may get game crash for this. I think somehow you still hear Chris Dalton trying to start his car for some reason. You hear that rat-a-tat sound. So after a wild first 2 laps, Trent Dunham, who he and Jessica Shelton both made a tremendous save to keep running in this race. I tell you, that's going to be in a highlight reel. I will say that for sure. Trent Dunham leads the race. Second is Paul Minnick. Third is Michael Norman. Shelton is in 4th. 5th is Cav Shear. Sixth place right now is Sanford. Cole is 7th. 8th is Collard. 9th is McIntyre. And Johnny Gardner running in the 10th position as the green flag waves once again on lap number 6. Trent Dunham out in front here in that number 1 car, trying to win the Suzuka Thunder 100 for the first time for Sega Motorsports. In the second position goes Paul Minnick. And look at Shelton in that 9 car. She's on a mission. She's up in the 3rd position now, getting past Michael Norman. And meanwhile, Paul Minnick tries to go inside of Trent Dunham for position. That's for the lead. Minnick in the 4 car trying to stick that nose inside of that 1 of Dunham. A pair of Oldsmobiles going at it for the number 1 position. And meanwhile, Charles Sanford tries to go underneath Michael Norman for position. That's for the 4th spot. Cav Shearer in 6th spot in the 57 car, watching all this from behind. It looks like we're under yellow for the second time here today. And it's Dawson Wise in the 18. That's crashed. It's the second caution flies after the restart. So I said at the beginning of this race there's quite a few trouble spots here at Suzuka, and this time it's he and Jonathan Zorlin. That's crashed in that 71 car and the 18. And actually, we had a crash up in front there. It was Levi McIntyre in the 99 that got turned. McIntyre was in 9th position. He gets off the dirt just a little bit. He and Seth Cole both. And drives right into the 21 of Quentin Moore. I don't know what that was all about. Johnny Gardner, a great heads-up driving by the 28 car. And now watch Jonathan Zorlin and Dawson Wise go at it. And a lot of the cars were off the track there. Dawson Wise was way off the track. So too is Chris Dodd in the 8. He saves it, but then Zorlin and Wise, they go off the track into the Keeler. And oh my gosh, there's been several hard hits in that part of the track right there through that turn here at Suzuka. I mean, we saw Joshua Sakuli crash hard here. We saw Dylan Young and Chris Dollerton crash hard there. Now we've seen Dawson Wise and Jonathan Zorlin crash hard here. So there's just something about that turn here at Suzuka and and I should say the kitty litter area, but there's a lot of kitty litter in this area here at Suzuka for sure. So let's try this again. Pace car ducks off on the pit road. Green flag back out once again. It's Trent Dunham, Paul Minnick, Jessica Shelton, Charles Sanford, and Michael Norman. The top 5 as the green flag waves once again here on lap number 9. And look at the jump. Paul Minnick gets on the inside of that 4 car. He's got Charles Sanford pushing him in that 24 car. Now Shelton's on the outside of the track. Her and Dunham are right there. Now they take the inside lane through the next turn. Let's keep an eye on this battle right here. And we got another crash. Off the corner here, Paul Minnick takes the lead from Trent Dunham. And let's see who wins this battle for 3rd. It's going to be Sanford who wins the race back to the line for 3rd position. So the 3rd caution, and it's the first winner of this race, Joshua Collard, that's crashed. Collard, the self-proclaimed road racing ace in the casualty of the NRTL3 community. Lady Luck deals a bad hand to him. And this time battling with his buddy Seth Cole and also with the 28 of Johnny Gardner. And Quentin Moore gets off the track again, gets right into Gardner's car, and then he just turns Collard around, and Johnny floors it right through the kitty litter, but Collard right into the wall hard goes the King Richard Petty 43. Nobody ever said this course was easy to drive. Just ask the F1 racers who's raced the long course in Suzuka, which is, by the way, 3.62 miles in length. So unfortunately for Joshua Collard, his day is over here at Suzuka. This is a very tough race to win, as you can see right here this season. That is for sure. This track has been the enemy for a lot of people, and we are not done yet. We still have 10 laps to go already in this race. So Paul Minnick leads the race here in car number 4. He just took the lead from Trent Dunham. Into second place goes Trent. Third position is Charles Samper. Jessica Shelton running in fourth. Fifth is Kev Shearer. Sixth is Michael Norman. Seventh is Daniel Olson. A good day for him so far. Quentin Moore scraped up and all, runs in 8th. 9th is Chris Dodd. 10th is John Gilbert. 11th is Levi McIntyre. 12th position is Jeremy Jones. Johnny Gardner 13th, and Amari Steinberg Jr. running in 14th position. 14 cars are still left to run, and so far we have 6 cars out of the race. Seth Cole, Joshua Collard, Jonathan Zorlin, Dawson Wise, Dylan Young, and Chris Dollerton, and some of whom have survived that hard hits in that one turn. And the restart on lap number 12, and here comes Dunham back to the inside again on the restart. Here he comes to the inside of Paul Minnick. Minnick off the grass just a little bit, and now Charles Sanford wants a piece of that one car. So a situation of who wins and who loses in this portion of the course. And we got another bad crash. Trent Dunham takes the lead back here as the yellow flag is flown for the 4th time, but here comes Minnick back to the inside of Dunham once again, and Trent's going to win respect to the start-finish line. No, actually, no, we're staying green. We're staying green here on this 12th lap. So, and by the way, the car to hit the wall was Michael Norman in the number 3 machine. Paul Minnick is still running second position. Here comes Charles Sanford for that 3rd spot here. Trying for second now inside of that 4 car. 2 Oldsmobiles and a Ford going at it. And meantime, Jessica Shelton trying to find her way around Kev Shearer. We got another crash. And it's John Gilbert, 33, that's crashed into the wall. And I think this time the yellow flag does fly. And Daniel Olson has crashed as well in the number 25 car. So caution number 4 flies on this race. Well, you can see the 25 was the one who took the wall hard. Daniel Olson in the 25 battling with Levi McIntyre and Johnny Gardner, and Olson, I think he just gets loose, I think, in that 25 car. Yep, he got off the course, drives it right through the kitty litter, and bam! Into the wall goes that 25 car of Daniel Olson. And John Gilbert, I think, spun a little bit in that 33 car. Gilbert goes goes up into a Mario Stoudemire Jr. in 68, and then hard in the wall goes to 68. We didn't see that happen with Stoudemire. Jeez, how many cars are we going to have left in this race? That's going to be the question here. Well, Gilbert runs in 13th position at the moment, and Stoudemire runs in the 12th spot. And running in 11th is Michael Norman, damaged up and all. But right now, Trent Dunham is the leader. Second is Paul Minnick, as we will have 5 laps to go when this race restarts. See if we can try to get all 5 of them done under green. Under green. As the yellow flag, as the race will go green here on lap number 16 of 20. Who will win the Suzuka Thunder 100 for the season 16 and the 3rd annual running of this event? We'll find out. Charles Sanford and Cab Shearer is the first ones to make moves in the inside lane. Shearer decides and here they come. Sanford inside of Paul Minnick. He and Cab Shearer side by side, and now Minnick gets off the course a little bit. And Minnick and Shelton side by side. And we had one car that spun. That was I think that was the 20 of Johnny Gardner. I think that spun. Into the inside lane, Cab Shearer now takes second. Here comes Shelton for the 3rd spot. Floors that throttle. Let's see what happens. Let's see who has respect to the start-finish line. And Shelton stays 4th. Sanford now takes 3rd, and Shearer takes 2nd. And Dunham is still the leader of the race here as the yellow flag flies for Johnny Gardner in the 20th Texaco Haviland Ford. He was 7th when his misfortune happened. And Johnny just was not clear of that 3 of Michael Norman, and hard in the wall goes Gardner in the 28 car. My goodness sakes. And sitting on pit road is that 28 car of Johnny Gardner, as he will not be a winner at this race today. Johnny Gardner, by the way, won the first heat of the first qualifying heat of Suzuka Thunder 100, but comes up nada in the main event. So luckily, I think we will get this race restarted here with 2 laps to go. And if the yellow flag flies after this restart, then the race is over. So, setting the stage up for you here, Trent Dunham leads the race. Second position is Cab Shearer, after a brilliant move he put on for that position. Charles Sanford in 3rd, Jessica Shelton running in 4th. 5th is Paul Minnick, who was here, and he was 2nd for a long time in this race. He actually led a couple of laps in this race. Quentin Moore is in 6th. 7th is Levi McIntyre. 8th is Jeremy Jones. 9th is Chris Dodd. John Gilbert 10th. 11th is Mario Stoudemire Jr. And that's all the cars running left in this race. So we had 20 cars to start the whole thing off with. And we have almost half the field out. Look at that. And that crash also took Michael Norman out of the race in that 3 car. I actually thought he wasn't damaged up enough to where he'd be taken out of the race there, but crew says, look at this, field fanning out just a little bit there. Shearer goes to the inside, 2 to go on this race. Here comes Shearer, car 57 to the inside of the racetrack. Cab Shearer, number 57, trying to take the lead from Trent Dunham. He's got Shelton to the inside. Shelton tries to the inside. She's going to be a 3 wide. Will it be Shearer, Dunham, or Shelton? Who will win this race? Shelton slides inside. Shelton takes the lead. But here comes Cab Shear to the inside of the racetrack. He tries inside of Shelton. Here comes Sanford. Charles Sanford, 24, trying for second. Is the yellow flag out? No, white is waved. White flag has waved. Jessica Shelton, who had spun on the first lap of this race, made the miraculous save, is now the leader of this race and could be on her way to the first win of the Suzuka Thunder 100. What a three-wide move. Daring move she made, I should say, on Cab Shear for the win. Possibly for the win if nothing happens. And coming out of the last turn, she slid off the course, saved it from a spin out on the first lap of the main event, scraped up and all. Car number 9, Jessica Shelton, wins the Suzuka Thunder 100 here at Suzuka, Japan. Unbelievable. How that whole field kept it together on the restart, I will never know. Gee whiz. Second place will go to Cab Shearer. Third place will go to Charles Sanford. Trent Dunham, who had the lead, dropped to fourth. Fifth was Paul Minnick. Sixth place will go to Levi McIntyre. Seventh was Chris Dodd. Eighth, Jeremy Jones. Ninth was Quentin Moore. John Gilbert ends up finishing in 10th position, and I think the crash... Oh my gosh! Well, that's a celebratory celebratory backflip if I ever saw one. Well, damaged and all, Jessica Shelton ends up winning the Suzuka Thunder 100 here at Suzuka, Japan. After a crash-filled race here, Cab Shear comes home in second position. Third will go to Charles Sanford, Trent Dunham, Paul Minnick, Levi McIntyre, Chris Dodd, Jeremy Jones, Quentin Moore, and John Gilbert in the top 10. Half the field out of the race, and that would be Amari Stoudemire Jr., Michael Norman, Johnny Gardner, Daniel Olson, Seth Cole, Joshua Collard, Jonathan Zorlin, Dawson Wise, and Dylan Young and Chris Dalton in that order, all out of the race. So season 16 is completed, and thank you all who signed up for the season. We will go to Cup 2000 next season for the Castrol GTX Cup Series for season 17. And it'll be a mix of 1999 and 2002 cars. Boy, what a race that was here at Suzuka. Anyway, so not sure how many races I'm going to be doing next season, though, however, so keep your eye out on that one here. And we will also, on my channel, on my Red Racer 1985 channel, we will return with the NRSL Dr. Pepper Xfinity Series and Dr. Pepper Truck Series. That will be coming up later on this season. Or that will be coming up in juncture with the Castrol GTX Cup Series on the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. And from what I heard, as far as the NRSL Dr. Pepper Cup Series is concerned, which will be on NASCAR Fan 977's channel. That is, of course, Kyle Matthews. He can keep you up to date. And I think Kyle will probably keep you up to date on that one too. So anyway, if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. You never know what you'll find on this channel in our races, gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA, Seth Cole, desires to have on this channel. So, with all that said, again, congratulations to Jessica Shelton, the winner today of the Suzuka Thunder 100, the season-ending exhibition of the Castrol GTX Cup Series. And we will see you in season 17. Until then, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA, celebrating 5 years of offline racing at its best.